everyone. Welcome to Awkward Conversations. We are Seth and Saundra done, and this is starting out awkward because Saundra just took a bite.
Mouth is empty.
Well, listen, we're really glad you're here with us. Today's going to be, well, it's different every time, right? But we have this nice little cup in front of us this time. And what we're doing, normally we pick one topic and we have a whole long conversation on that one topic. We're picking individual little ones, right?
Yes.
So we know what's in here, but obviously we're not going to get to all these. So it'll be exciting because we'll pick one out and we'll read it and we're going to endeavor to answer it. And we're going to be fairly brief and concise, right?
Hopefully.
Are we going to hold? I know, right? That could be a challenge between the two of us. We'll see. We'll dive into it. But listen.
See how much passion it stirs up.
The whole concept here is to talk about things that really deserve to be talked about. And that can get awkward, and thus the name, right? So I don't remember exactly what all's in here, but we could have some awkward moments between us. It could be awkward just in people's belief systems. It could be awkward in who knows how many ways. So it's going to be a little bit different. Shall we dive in?
Yeah.
Do you want to pick first?
Sure.
Pick a topic. See what's in there.
Can Christians swear?
Well, shit, yeah. Okay, some of you are offended right there. I just proved that. Is it possible to do it?
Can
Yes.
they?
Is that
Yes,
the question?
they can.
I believe I just
Should
proved
they?
that it is possible. You know what we did not tell them that we should have?
Oh, we have a
live
live
audience, right? We haven't done this much, but we have a live audience. So you heard the reaction there. This is fun having a live audience. So I don't know. I mean, there's one answer to it.
Here's my philosophy. Obviously, we're capable.
I prove that.
Junior over here.
Sorry.
No, I think the thing is, here's the reality. Are we capable? Yes. But should we? That's a whole other topic. So
That becomes a heart thing, right?
I personally, it's not that I never have, it's not that I never would or never do. However, I actually had one of my clients ask me this one time, why don't you swear? And I said, well, here's the thing. If I am intelligent, which I'm fairly intelligent, not like mega intelligent, but fairly intelligent.
You are fairly intelligent.
I have words in my vocabulary that I can use other than swear words that are sometimes
That's a really good point.
more impactful than using swear words. And I think a lot of people use swear words just so casually that it's like, it becomes pointless and it means nothing. So the other thing I said to my client was, the thing about it is, because I don't often swear, if I do, people know, oh crap, she's serious, right?
It means something.
Like, this means something now because she said that word.
Yeah.
And so I like having that kind of like
point.
in my back pocket. And again, I, probably count on two hands the number of times I've done that. But
Okay.
and there has been a couple of times that I've done it because I thought it was funny. But
Okay, well there you go. So I proved that a Christian is physically capable. And you gave some heart and meat and
yeah, I just think why? Again, we want to be like Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus wasn't really swearing.
Yeah.
Paul said some pretty strong things that
He did. I mean,
in his time could be considered swearing.
No, that's true.
So,
That's true.
I don't see, just naturally speaking, I don't really see the point of it
Yeah. Okay.
unless I need to really make a
Yeah.
line in the sand kind of
Yeah.
statement.
Okay. Next one. Well, okay. It says
yours.
tipping for service. You want me just to answer it?
Yeah.
Listen, tipping.
We don't agree on this.
We don't. Right now, in the culture here in the United States, tipping is out of control. There you go. There's my opinion. If that's offensive, okay.
People out here agree with this statement.
It's out of control because if someone provides you with a service and it's a good service and you're thankful for it, then you pay extra. You tip them for it. That's my opinion.
But the problem with that
Culture
for me
does not
is,
agree with me in
where
that
does
case.
service end? So when I go to someplace like, oh, man, okay, if I go to someplace, I'll talk really fast. I go to someplace like Chipotle, Cafe Mexicali, Honolulu Poke Bar.
They're just
any of
giving
these
you what you
places,
purchased.
They are giving me what I purchased, but they are serving
No,
me
they're
by
just
no, they are creating the thing, and they are handing
But that's
it to
what
me
you're paying
because
them
they
for.
served
If
me.
but no, they didn't. If they brought it to a table, they made it. That's what
They
you've
brought
paid them.
it to the table that I'm standing
That
at.
counter, right?
The table I'm
No, if you're like
standing
sitting down over there and you're paying them for that thing they're making for you. Then they bring it to you, and you say to them, "Oh, could I have a little bit of salt?" And they go and get you some salt. Now they've served you.
Absolutely, but they also
Now
served me
a
by
tip is
creating the
warranted.
thing and bringing it to me.
So see, this is why we're not going to solve this.
Yeah.
This is why our culture's torn right now. Anyway, let's move along
If
because
you're
we're
a
not going to
server,
solve
you
this.
definitely want to see.
Oh my goodness. Uh-oh, she didn't hear the rules.
She didn't hear the rules.
So,
She's asking if you tip.
I tip when I'm served.
There you go.
I am not going to tip if I'm not there and being served.
If somebody's
So I
making you
don't
food.
tip when I'm ordering a coffee at a counter and they hand me my coffee that I paid for. I do not tip for that, no. And our culture is out of control in that arena. There you go.
I agree, the culture's out of control. But anybody who sees him coming versus seeing me coming,
They're gonna get more- you'll get-
guess who they love to see coming?
They see a bigger sucker coming, yeah. Oh, here,
They see somebody more generous.
I mean, and see, this is why that's a great question, because the opinions are everywhere in
Okay.
the culture. Yes.
Is gluttony a sin that we are okay with in our culture?
Ooh.
I mean, obviously. Like, you can look around and go, yeah, I mean,
wait,
I know
wait.
I know there are people who, can eat everything and be gluttonous and not gain weight. And I know there are also people who eat
Okay.
like nothing and still are bigger. So you can't make that judgment like that.
Yeah,
But
true.
I do think that we typically are okay with gluttony.
Well, but so I guess the first thing is do we agree that gluttony is a sin? I guess it is, right? I guess that's obvious. I guess if you're a glutton, we think of it in terms of food, but you could be a glutton for anything. Gluttony
Yeah,
itself is
absolutely.
a sin, but we are accepting of that. Okay, so can I interject into that I think part of the problem we have is that we put levels on sin.
Yes.
So gluttony's okay, but adultery's not.
Right.
The reality is they're both sin. So, I mean, technically, and I don't like this because I don't mind overeating. I don't mind that being acceptable.
I'm probably gonna eat, not too much, but I'm probably gonna eat nicely on Sunday because we're celebrating a birthday. Like,
Yeah,
this is part of our culture.
yeah.
But we certainly live in a culture that accepts gluttony.
But-
And I do think it's something to be aware of.
Especially
It's so good for us and healthy for us to say no to ourselves.
Yeah. And because we're doing quick topics in this episode, that probably really could be unpacked a lot further.
Yes.
Discovering what is gluttony and what does that mean. We're not going to do that today. So that's probably what people need to do and come to terms with it themselves.
How
'cause
many views do you suppose we'd get if we did a whole one on
gluttony? I don't know. I might make a note on that one. Okay, is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Unusual phobias. Now, see, these ideas were handed to us, right? So we just put them in here. Unusual. I don't even know what to say. People have unusual phobias. How's that awkward? I suppose people that have weird phobias, what are some weird phobias?
Yeah, you could have, like,
What are people afraid of
you
out
go to
there?
a hotel and you can't sleep in the sheets provided by the hotel, so you have to bring your own sheets because you have a phobia
Okay, that's weird.
of disgusting sheets.
Yeah. Are there people out there that do that?
Yes.
Really? Out there?
Yes.
Really? There are those?
You actually
Oh.
know somebody.
Really? It's not you, is it?
You would know.
That almost got real awkward. Okay, yeah. I guess go to an.
But what
you
do
wanna
you
talk
wanna
about that
say
more?
about it?
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm really feeling awkward because I really don't know what to say about it. People
And-
have unusual phobias.
I
Yes.
think, I don't know that.
It's not a question.
No, but I think it was have a discussion about unusual phobias. I think they're probably funny, but I also feel sorry for people who have them.
And I suppose if they really take over your life, they could be a big problem.
You know, who's the guy who died, was super, super wealthy, and
Anybody know? Who's the guy that died? Oh, sorry.
He died penniless, living in a hotel room, newspapers strewn on the floor so that he didn't have to touch the carpet. He had to have food delivered. He had, died like
the voice behind
horrible.
the camera can maybe help us here, but I think Howard Hughes kind of died that way a little bit. I think Tesla kind of did, I believe. There was somebody else, real famous that kind of, and I suppose you're saying that was, they had phobias, so they had a hard time.
Over their lives.
Yeah, so that they weren't even getting out. Okay, yeah, that's a problem. I mean, doesn't that,
I think if
I don't know what to say.
if you've got unusual phobias, you should definitely seek, first of all, the Lord's help.
Yeah.
And second of all,
and then they should
other
call
help.
you. They should become your client.
Well, maybe I can help. I don't know, some of them. But,
Yeah.
so I just think, there are unusual phobias that affect people's lives, and that's
I'm
something
laughing.
that I hope they would get taken care of.
I'm laughing here, but boy, that gets serious if it's like that. And I guess I would just add this, that God is the answer for everything. Mm-hmm. So like if somebody was watching and you're like, this is a big deal for you, I don't mean to be laughing at you. That's not it. If you have a phobia that's like taking over your life, then God is the answer, and I would encourage you to turn to Him. Turn to, there are men and women of God that could help as well in the Bible.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Whew. I didn't expect that one to get deep.
I like this one because we know somebody who's like this.
I love this.
Irish goodbyes.
Do you know what an Irish goodbye is? You want to describe
Irish goodbye.
I love Irish goodbyes.
Maybe you want to explain it.
I love them. It's like when you're in now you might, this might get awkward, you might have a different definition, but when you're in a public setting of some kind and you're ready to go, you just like disappear. You don't say goodbye to anyone, you just slip out. You're just gone. I love to exit that way.
Behind the camera just did that.
The voice behind the camera, you can't see it, but the voice behind the camera did just do that, and she's famous for it.
Oh yeah.
I probably very proudly helped her learn that. Because it is my daughter that's sitting behind that camera. Is that what you would say an Irish goodbye is?
That is what I would say it is.
You just slip out.
And I think it's rude.
What? Wait, you just rocked my world. How is that rude?
Because you went to an event, it's polite to say hello to the host or hostess.
Okay, we do that.
And it's polite to say goodbye to the host or hostess.
I don't know. They're busy. They're talking to other people.
It's rude.
Huh, okay. Well, there you go. There's an awkward situation because you think it's rude, I don't.
Mm-hmm. I'm tempted to do it. I have done it, but
it's so much fun.
It's rude.
If you've never tried it, I don't think it's rude. I think it's just a great way to exit. Okay, all right. Well, there you go. There you go. Do we need to say any more on that one?
No.
Well, we're getting through more of these than I expected.
It's pretty quick.
I want that one. I don't know what it is. Oh, well, that's not crazy exciting. Urban versus rural. I mean, I don't know about,
Again,
I mean, to me, I think it is exciting because, well, I am often, I was going to say guilty, but I actually think it's a good thing. I often will make the statement, city people, right? There's a different mentality. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure I have to be careful because I can say it rudely. Mm-hmm. So I can own that. But the reality is there is a different way of thinking if you have been raised in an urban area as opposed in a rural area. It's very cultural, right?
Yeah.
I suppose that gets very awkward for people too.
Well, and I think too that there's just so many, the culture difference between those two, country versus city, urban versus rural, mm-hmm. The culture is so different that it's fine as long as country people stay in the country and city people stay in the city. But it gets real uncomfortable when the city people come to the country close to you as your neighbors or whatever.
Yeah.
And they just do things like city people do, and it's not wrong, just like another culture isn't wrong. It's just different.
Just rude.
And then you just have to get used to it.
Well, and we live in an area in Colorado where we grew up in a very rural kind of setting in Colorado, and it's very quickly disappearing.
Yeah.
So like we have neighbors now. We grew up in farm country. I mean, it's still farmland.
They may be watching.
But they might be. And so I'm not saying this derogatory, but we have farms around us now that, in my opinion, are no longer owned by farmers.
Right.
They're owned by investors and businessmen. Again, you just said it. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying it's different. Yes. And it does create clash.
Because of the way, just the lifestyle. It's just the same as if all of a sudden I went to live in Costa Rica. I'd have to learn a new culture. And I do think it's appropriate to bring some of your own culture, but it's more appropriate to adapt to the culture you're going to.
Yeah, that would be true. So like my life became a lot more peaceful a couple of years ago when I finally just owned the fact that where we live has changed, and it's changing more. I can continue to moan and groan and complain about it and wish for what used to be, or I can accept the fact, I don't have to like it,
right?
But I can accept the fact that, okay, this has changed. Now what can I get out of it? And quite honestly, this would be the kind of thing we could look for. We do have a lot of amenities now that we didn't used to have.
Right.
I mean, I do enjoy my Starbucks and my restaurants. You know, we used to drive 30 to 45 minutes.
Those places you don't tip at.
No, I'll tip at a restaurant if I'm sitting down. We're back to that. I'm not gonna get sucked into that. We used to drive like 30 to 45 minutes just to go to restaurants that are now 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
Right? I do like that.
Yeah.
So you can often find when things are changing, good pieces and parts to it.
Yes, one more?
Yeah, one more. One more mini topic.
It's a good one to end on.
What is it?
What to do when you accidentally pass gas in public.
Ooh.
It depends what kind of gas we're talking about. If you burp, it's fine. It's fine.
I thought you were gonna say what kind of gas. Like, is it really smelly or not so much? That's where my head went.
When you burp, no matter if you open your mouth or close your mouth, it's polite to say excuse me.
Well,
but it's also sometimes just funny. So it's fine. My sister and I used to go rounds on this.
Oh man.
Burping, and she would get so annoyed because I was a really good burper and I practiced.
She was jealous.
And so I would
She was
burp.
watching. Sorry, watching.
I would
Again,
burp.
with 2 cameras going.
And she would just get so irritated. Say excuse me! So then I started saying excuse me. And then pretty soon after that, I would burp and she'd be like, "You're so rude." And I said excuse me. She's like, "Keep your mouth closed." So we have rounds. Now, if it's the other kind of gas that comes out the south end, then I think it is appropriate always to say excuse me. Unless it was such that nobody even looks at you when it happens. They just thought you moved your chair or something, then you don't have to own it.
Well, and this didn't bring it up, but there are the times when it's noisy and times when it's silent.
Right.
Oh, so is the response different?
And when it's smelly, if there's more than you in the room, more than 2 of you in the room, you don't have to apologize because it could be anybody in the room. You just pretend like it wasn't you.
So there's what you do, you leave.
Irish goodbye.
You do, yes.
So one time you can use an Irish goodbye.
You do an Irish goodbye. Oh my goodness. This has been a very weird episode
Yes.
of Awkward Conversations.
Yes, it
It's the
has.
first time we've done mini topics.
Yes.
I don't think you or I knew what to expect.
Yes, it's, yeah.
We
it's
did get
weird, which
some
makes it
depth.
Great, because it's okay to have some weird ones.
Yeah. We had fun. Well, wait. I had fun. We'll do an episode sometime on the definition of fun.
We've talked about it,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, so there you go. That was an adventure.
Yeah.
And I guess,
We love having you watch.
Yes.
We love having you participate, however that is.
Right.
Let us know how the passing gas goes and what you do with that, because,
yeah, please
sure.
do. I
Tell
love
me,
stories.
Tell me what you do.
Yeah. And, seriously, if there are topics, I picked this up because I had topics in it. If there are topics, if there's things you would like to see us banter on, things you'd like to see us dig into, send us those topics. Send us those ideas.
Yes.
There's any number of ways to contact us, and you're watching us on social media, so you can find us. I know you can.
Yes.
So send us your ideas, send us your topics, and let us know how the farting goes. And with that, I guess we're out.
Okay.
I guess we're done.
See you later.
See ya. Hey, thank you for watching. We really appreciate you participating with us, and it's our desire and our dream to bring you quality content. So we want others to know about it. So like and subscribe, and ring that bell so you get notifications.